Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Bloodborne OST reaction video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what I promise each and every one of you is the last bad Bloodborne boss fight OST we're doing, and I've covered pretty much all of the mid to bad bosses so far for this, and basically, even if we were just straight up to go through like the rest of the bosses and all the OSTs for the game, I can promise you, all of you, that it only gets better from here. And in case you're wondering why I'm not placing the Blood-Starved Beast as a bad boss, is because I don't think it is. I think the Blood-Starved Beast is actually very balanced, and it's for its position in the game. The fact that it's ultimately a secret boss, so you don't really gain. The only thing you really do gain from beating it is a bit of lore exploration, which, again, because YouTube exists, it kind of it's not going to make or break anything by not getting it. I don't think you get anything by either by defeating the by the Blood-Starved Beast either. It's a good design, don't get me wrong, although it's quite easy to dodge and stuff like that, but when it comes to bad fights, I think no other fight in Bloodborne typifies bad than the Celestial Emissary. So I'm just going to describe the boss fight just because it's very easy to go over and there's not much to it. You arrive at a field. It's basically a field at the bottom of an altar, and a bunch of blue aliens come up, and you basically kill one by one until you actually start fighting the Emissary. And there's no visual indicator as to what the Emissary is. And halfway into the fight, the Emissary grows bigger, and his attacks do a little bit more damage. Also, the only way that these aliens can attack you is by flaying its arms at you like a homosexual T-Rex. So yeah, that's about really it, if I'm being completely honest. It borrows a lot of influences from the Royal Rat Vanguard boss fight in Dark Souls 2, which it's nearly one of the worst fights that From Software has ever produced. So yeah, but comparing yourself to the Vanguard, the Royal Rat Vanguard, is not a good start. And there is only two nice things to say about this. The first is that you fight one of the best bosses in the game immediately after this. So this is really just like a very it's not even an appetizer. It's more like a amuse bouche, something that's meant to be like eaten in one like mouthful. It's or in one bite. So it's one bite, but there's no wonder to it. But then the boss you fight afterwards is easily one of the best. And the only other nice thing to say about it is the music for it's pretty good. And let's do it, hey? Okay, I've just got to be right back. I've got to go take a dump. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Right. So, yeah, like I said, I wish I had a little bit more interesting things to say about the music, because that's the only other things to like really go about with this sort of fight is the fact that I think it's true that apparently you're essentially fighting children, or at least rather the children of the Great Ones, or children of whatever. Um, who would even give birth to these sorts of things? Is that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Is that who are their parents? Is the emissary meant to be the dad? Well, if so, we've basically just killed like a very large family in a couple of minutes. So I'd say a couple of minutes. It's probably like 1 minute, and I do, however, think it is pretty cool. Looking back on it, is that yes, fighting aliens isn't really a thing you've actually ever had to do before in a From Software game, and it is kind of a bit embarrassing that the first time you do, they are so unbelievably feeble and so completely almost useless in a fight that it kind of does bring the experience down a little bit. Which again, that this should not be a particularly hard premise to like make interesting. Like, for example, if like the second stage, it was just fighting one-on-one with the actual emissary itself. If it had a wider move set, if it had like mechanics that, I don't know, turned the flowers that you fight most of the battle into like slow poison or even frenzy. If you really like, I'm not just talking about adding mechanics just for the sake of difficulty, but do it to make it seem as though we've stumbled across a patch that is now absolutely belonging to aliens. Do something that makes it look as if like these aliens have not only been here for a while, but they are planning to take over. I know that's maybe a little bit out of touch, or maybe just very, very out there, I suppose, even for this point in Bloodborne, because you're quite late into the story when you start getting to stuff like this. And well, again, the only other thing I can say about this is the fact that you fight a much better boss immediately afterwards. That's why this is better than the Royal Rat Vanguard, but only by a small margin, because like I said, the fight's easy. It doesn't. There's no real satisfaction in defeating it. The real satisfaction is what comes next, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.